Please make welcome Dr. Seme. What?
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm fabulous. How's your family, sir?
Oh, we're fine. We bless God. We're doing fine. We thank God. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so let's start off from this medical practicing part of you. Yeah. So a lot of times when people hear doctor, it might be, he has a doctorate or stuff like that. You are a practicing doctor. So tell me, where do they meet? Medicine and medicine and music.
Well, I don't know how to answer the question, but I guess I'll try. Well, for me, obviously, I'm a medical doctor. I finished medical school in 2013. And I've been practicing since then. So that's 7 years now. But I've been singing since I was a child. So I've been in choirs. In med school I was in the choir. In fellowship I was in the choir. So I've always seen singing as a part of my life. And then now medicine is part of my life. So I know it's often difficult to combine, but I don't see it as combining really. I sing. So everywhere I am, I'm looking to minister to God in music. And when the opportunities arise, I just sing basically. So
is that another way of saying you are double dating?
Well, maybe you could say that. I mean, I have people always advising me, are you going to leave medicine or something has to give at some point? But
right.
I'm taking every day as it comes and trusting God to keep guiding me. And so far, it's not been a problem. And some of my patients know I sing. Some of my colleagues know I sing. That's it's quite interesting to hear their reaction as well. So it's an opportunity to open up conversations at the workplace as well about my faith and God. And so it's a blessing. It's always been a blessing for me.
Wow, that's quite interesting. The interesting thing is I know quite a number of music ministers who are in the medical field. It's really great. I mean, I know some of them in the nursing field. For example, Mojisola is in the nursing field. She's in the UK as well. Tony Favored is in the nursing field. She's in the US. Minister Mex is in the nursing field. Is in the US. So there are quite a number of people who are doing this. Swinging both at the same time, and it's interesting because. Doing one alone is enough work. So adding another one is, how do you get to manage both? Like you're dealing with all the pressure. For example, I'm sure the COVID era was very demanding for everyone in your field. And for people who do not know, doing music is not as easy as you hear it. It takes a lot of work. So how...
You're very correct. I mean, the burden is great on both sides. For example, the COVID era is going slowly, but it's still very present. So it's affected the way we interact and see patients now and how we interact with one another. But I think one of the mistakes I made with music was thinking that just because I sing or not singing, so it was just going to be like a breeze. And it took me a while to figure out the work to put in and everything that I've learned by doing now and by interacting with others. So it's been a journey. It's definitely not easy. And I used to get initially, or at a point, I used to get really worked up about both of these aspects, the music and the medicine. But I think in the last 1 to 2 years, I've adopted a different approach where I give my best to both of them and literally relax. So I honestly, I know it sounds cliche, but I honestly relax and allow things play out. So if I can do it, for example, if I'm on call and you want me to come to a program, unfortunately I can't attend. But if I can move everything to be there, I'll be there. If I can't be there, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Right.
I know that another one will come, hopefully. If it doesn't come, still I'll relax. But that doesn't mean that I don't give my best or put in my best effort, as you can tell. So I push everything that I can do, and I know that my steps will be ordered or guided. At when God is ready to do what He wants, He'll do it anyway. As far as I'm open and ready to be used. So that's the way I see it now.
That's a great place to be. Yeah, it's a place of peace. And the ironic thing is, you get to even achieve things faster when you're in that place. So yeah, kudos, bro. Yeah, kudos.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our listeners back to some of the genesis of your singing. We're going to talk about Love Letter, the track you just released. But just before that, let's rewind a bit to where this professionally started.
Okay, so right, I became in my journey as being a choir member. I became a choir director of a nice choir in Benin City, Nigeria. Elion Praise Church Unusual, and at a point there was a particular worship session in church, and followed by a prayer session, and I got a song. I mean, I've gotten a number of songs before, but I got a song that I raised with the congregation spontaneously, and the worship was amazing. And people began to tell me, why don't you do something about this? Why don't you do something about this? This was between 2014 and 15. So in 2015, I decided, I'll put in my resources and time and learn what this entails. So I did so I recorded my first song then. Although before then I jumped into the studio briefly to do like a demo, but this was my first real recording. That was in 2015, and the reaction of everyone was good. And that was the time I really began thinking maybe I should really consider putting out more, because I do have a lot of songs written down. But that's the reaction. I said earlier, my expectation as a first time it was a shock at what I experienced. I mean, in terms of marketing, getting people to listen and all the work to put in. But it was a learning curve for me. And I took quite a while to do the next recording, which was last year, and then another one last year, and then another one this year. So, and there as well, there's another song in the works again. It's ready, but it's just the time to release. And then, so I've got quite a few things coming up, but I've learned from every one of the songs that I've brought out. And it's been a nice journey. And my wife has been supportive right from the time we were friends to when we're dating to now that we're married. She's been quite an encourager, and that's been really great. She's a medical doctor as well, but she always reminds me to to push on with my talent, and that's really good of her. So I'm grateful to her, especially for that.
You guys are twinning, so you guys are both medical doctors.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to digress, but can you share with us how you guys met? Was it in the ward, or was it in school, or what exactly? How come? I mean, two medical doctors.
So we met in secondary school, believe it or not. But
wow.
We're both in a boarding school, and she was a year my junior, but we became friends and we're in fellowship together. And
Senior Seme.
Our friendship it lasted for a long time, and eventually we started dating at some point, and then we decided that we're ready to take the next step together. And so far we've pushed ourselves. She especially has pushed me really, and encouraged my dreams, and she believes in me. She's always believed in me, and I believe in her as well. But we've pushed ourselves in our careers, medicine and music wise, and we're so blessed to have each other. I'm especially blessed to have her. So
wow. Oh Lord. Okay, so you make it sound so easy though. So like a breeze, like a walk in the park all these years. What would you say has been your most challenging thing in relationships, in your relationship, before and during marriage?
You mean our relationship?
Yes, your relationship. No, your relationship with her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. At different times we've had different challenges. So for a long time, distance was a challenge, because she lived in Ibadan in Nigeria, and I was in Benin. So although we were friends, we didn't actually see ourselves face to face for about how many years now? for 9 years we didn't see each other face to face.
Wow.
Well, but to be fair, we weren't dating then. We're talking a lot. We're friends, but we were always in touch, but we just never saw ourselves. So at the point, it looked impossible because of distance. And then later on, obviously, as a young pair of people, money was a challenge. Tribal differences was a challenge. Just differences in vision. I mean, she had a clear vision of her professional life abroad. I was thinking music and professional life in Nigeria at the time. And lots of prayers and discussion and ironing out. But yeah, at different times, and now obviously there's a child in the picture. So at different times, different things have come to bring issues to our relationship. Not in a bad way, just to make us grow, make you actually sit down, decide and pray and see where your life wants to go. But it's been a nice journey, and I'm so happy that we're here, because in all that we've experienced, we've become stronger and better, and we love each other more now. So we thank God for everything.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, so let me talk to the lover boy in you right now. Are you into writing of love letters? I mean, since you guys have been friends for a long time, since secondary school days, if you happen to, I don't know if you're one of those doctors who have I don't know if to say terrible handwriting. I don't know why you guys get to write like that though. They just scribble things on paper. So I don't know if that's how you write, but did you ever write love letters, like handwritten letters to her? Yeah, back then.
Yes, I wrote handwritten letters.
Senior Seme.
And in fact, she still teases me about the letters. A lot of the letters were, to be honest, faith related. But yeah, there was always a change of affection in the letters, and she wrote back, I have to say. So, but I used to write a lot. I don't write as much now, and but what you're saying about doctors' writings, if our writing is good, they will think that we are not real doctors, so we have to spoil the writing, so you believe that we are very educated.
But can I ask though, not in a bit to digress, but why is it that like a general thing that doctors' handwritings look like that, like scribbles? Why?
Yeah, well, it's a number of reasons. First of all, we, just like every other profession, we have medical lingo. So and then we have short forms of writing several things. So we have a way of writing 2 weeks, or a way of writing 1 year, and there's a way that I would write that a fellow doctor would understand. Instead of writing 1 year and write that in 7 letters, I could do that in one sign. Right. And it's very easy for the pharmacists and the other doctors to understand what I'm saying. So that's why it appears that way. But if you also add the fact that we're often rushing to move to the next prescription or the next consultation, so we just draw a line, blah, 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 blah. So you can understand why it looks that way sometimes.
Okay, it kind of makes sense though. Makes sense. Yeah. It does make sense. All right, so now that leads us to Love Letter as a new song, and this back and forth, just talking and chatting about love letters and stuff. Just thinking about the fact that God could be mindful of us. God could, think about us worthy of writing a love letter to. And just thinking about the fact that He really loves us and loves us deliberately. But a number of us do not even pay attention. Sometimes we don't believe that He loves us. Sometimes we're so caught up in ourselves. So many reasons why. And so we can never be talking about God's love. We can never overemphasize that major role He plays. So your song Love Letter, what angle are you coming from with this?
Oh, okay. Love Letter, personally, to be honest, I was one of my dear friends' experiences at the time when this inspiration came. I was reflecting on her. Somebody I'd been praying for. She's a Christian, and I've been praying for her for several issues. I know sometimes it just looks like the wrong things always seem to happen to the right people, and at some point they may give up or just stop believing that they are worthy of love, or that they are loved, or that anyone cares. And for some reason, it made me remember how I treat my emails. I'm very bad with emails, very bad. Like, I honestly, on my phone now, I have about 20. The last time I counted, I had over 25,000 emails unread, and I'm not exaggerating. And it drives my wife crazy because she reads her. She's like, why do you do this? And I'm like, once I see the heading and I see it's one of these proof of emails or something that is not really concerning, I don't even bother to open it. And the notification there doesn't bother me. So I guess after a while I just got tired of opening those emails and started ignoring them. And many times that's how we react to the love of God, especially where I am now. I mean, Christianity is popular in Nigeria, or religion is popular. UK is not so. At some point, you may have different experiences or a lot of knowledge, a lot of insights as you want to think, and you just begin to ignore the letters that God has sent. And I thought that, I'll pen this down to try and bring people's attention back to the love of God. That it doesn't matter how far away you try to ignore or how much you try to ignore the message God has sent, that message is there waiting for you to open it. And only if you would open it and just accept it. And this message applies to every one of us, from the strong Christian to the bishops or to the one who just born yesterday. It's the same message to everyone. That love is there and it's waiting to be taken. And that was what I was reflecting on and trying to pass across in this song. So that's that story.
Cool stuff, amazing stuff. Love letter. I love it. This time around, you included some kind of Afro feel to your song. That was deliberate, yeah.
It was. Obviously, I've been listening a lot to, because again, in my music journey and in growth, I've been listening to a lot of stuff recently, and I was beginning to realize that if you really want to pass the message of God's love across to people, then you want them to hear it. It's not just about singing or singing in a particular way, or always being a choir guy. It's not, the body of Christ is not about the church as an institution. It's about passing this message across. So I could tell, and there's a rising wave of Afrobeat, and it's lovely. And I am African, proudly African, and it vibes with me. So I thought, how else can you pass this message across? Let's go with this sound. Let's try it. It's something different, something new. Initially, of course, I had fears. Will it work? Will it blend? Will it gel? But the more I reflected on it and played around with it, it just made perfect sense to go with the Afrobeat sound. And I'm so happy that that's what I did.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So and I'm sure everyone would as well. Yeah.
We love it. We love it. And there we have it. Love Letter by Seme. Tell me, what's your favorite line in the song? Yeah.
I've got quite a few lines. One of them is, tell my family nothing can withstand them. I am Jesus and I'm undefeated. Another line I love is that even in the darkness, I am there. In the shadows where you're hiding, I'm Emmanuel. So, even when people feel like they're going through hell or they're literally in hell, even the voice and presence of God is there in hell, whether we realize it or not. But He's always there. So those are some of my best lines in the song. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Seme, for sharing with us today off your busy schedule. It's been so great chatting with you today. Send our love to your family, and may you continue to enjoy the love of God. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too.
PraiseWorldRadio.com